The popularity of trampoline parks is on the rise. That trend hit Augusta in May of 2015, and Airstrike Extreme Air Sports opened for business, promising intense fun for the entire family. But less than 2.5 years later, the intense fun has turned into an intensely long list of injuries and at least 2 open lawsuits. We wanted to learn more, and for the past month, we've been looking into the number of reported injuries at Airstrike.
Augusta 911, what is the exact location of your emergency?
We were at Airstrike, and I need to get an ambulance.
It's Airstrike Extreme Air Sports. What's the name of it? Airstrike.
Recordings from Augusta's 911 show a pattern. Since May of 2015, 28 reports of injuries believed to be serious enough to send an ambulance.
This is a child around 6 years old, 7 years old. He hurt his back in one of our foam pits. He's unable to move.
I have a tester. He said he jumped into one of our foam pits, and something was in there, and it cut him on his head and his neck. He's bleeding pretty bad.
I guess he was jumping, and somehow when he fell, everyone saw his leg just snap.
We found everything from head injuries to broken bones. At least 2 jumpers nearly ripped their foot completely off their body. Parents, I'd brace yourself for this.
The girl was jumping. I don't know how she did it, but her bone popped out of her foot, and she's in here screaming and hollering.
Okay.
Yeah, like she's screaming, like her bone is sticking out of her body.
She's now suing Airstrike. Her attorney says she'll have problems with her foot the rest of her life for what was expected to be a fun day at the indoor trampoline park.
Our client was injured just jumping from trampoline to trampoline in the main jump area.
Matthew Owens is a local EMT who happened to be at Airstrike with his family when a second jumper also nearly lost his foot. People who say they saw it happen describe the teen as just jumping from trampoline to trampoline. No backflips or stunts.
Thank goodness his artery and his veins was still intact. That was about the only thing attached to his foot.
His foot should be where you see Matthew's arm. Instead, it's twisted up beside his knee, facing the wrong direction. And that gray block is foam from the trampoline pit being used as a makeshift splint.
My main concern was to save this child's foot. So I asked the staff if they had a first aid kit or something to help me. They said they didn't have anything. I had to use something, so I used the foam and stabilized the ankle. His injury could have been life-threatening. He could have lost his foot. If I didn't use the foam when the artery got crimped, who's to say he would be walking today?
That teen's family is also suing Airstrike.
We just need to try to minimize the risks because these children wake up one morning, go in to play, and they get seriously injured, and now they're just disabled for the rest of their life.
When it comes to risk and safety, News 12 investigated just who regulates trampoline parks in Georgia and South Carolina. What we learned, and what most parents likely don't know, is there are no state regulations, no requirements for padding around the trampolines, no minimum depth requirements for the foam pits. The businesses are not even required to carry liability insurance. Terrence Winder with Richmond County Code Enforcement says no local inspections are required either.
And I think it is a safety issue.
2 years ago, there was a push in Georgia to regulate the trampoline park industry after a youth football coach jumped in a foam pit and broke his neck. He's now paralyzed. So is the bill that never made it off the Georgia House floor.
The popularity of this activity has increased so much, and the government's response to it hasn't necessarily caught up with what the public health risk is.
And despite the liability waiver you signed before jumping, acknowledging the possibility of permanent disability, paralysis, or loss of life, there are no minimum safety requirements to open and operate one of these facilities. Although Airstrike says it follows safety standards set within the industry.
They are the industry. They're creating the standard. If you look at the types of injuries that people are sustaining too, the severity, the frequency. I've not seen any business like it.
Airstrike's parent company, Circus Tricks, operates dozens of trampoline parks all across the country. In a court document requesting a list of injuries from the waist down, reported at 26 of their parks, the attorney for Circus Tricks told the judge there are more than 15,000 pages of incident reports.
Augusta Dispatch Jones, how may I help you?
I got a dislocated knee. They're going to need help getting the patient out.
The public isn't aware of how serious the risk is.
Just know when you sign that waiver.
Augusta 911, what is the exact location of your emergency?
It's an industry that right now is regulating itself. Now, we don't know the outcome of all the injuries reported in all the 911 calls, but I did reach out to Airstrike Extreme Air Sports for comment about what appears to be a lack of regulation surrounding the trampoline park industry. Airstrike responded with a statement off camera saying this. They say they take safety very seriously and follow the rules and regulations set by ASTM International. And Airstrike's trampoline park can be enjoyed safely when the rules, which are designed to minimize risk-taking, are enforced and followed. Airstrike's website openly warns against the trampoline involving inherent risk. Impact can result in serious or fatal injury, paralysis, and fracture. It says that right there on their website. And in both of the pending lawsuits we told you about, Airstrike and Circus Tricks deny the allegations made against them, saying the company did nothing wrong and that those injured either assumed that risk or that injuries were caused by someone else's negligence or by the injured person being negligent or not exercising reasonable care.